Soleno Therapeutics Inc. is set to make a significant move in mid-2024 by filing a new drug application to the FDA for Diazoxide Choline, aimed at treating patients with Prader-Willi Syndrome. This impending regulatory filing marks a pivotal moment for investors to keep an eye on. What's intriguing is that the company's ability to proceed with the NDA submission is backed by compelling statistical significance achieved in Study C602, particularly regarding the HQ-CT score, which serves as the primary endpoint. The Prader-Willi Syndrome market is substantial, estimated at $2.11 billion globally in 2018. If the FDA approves DCCR, Diazoxide Choline, for PWS, it would be a groundbreaking achievement, as it would become the first treatment tailored specifically to address hyperphagia, a hallmark symptom of PWS. Notably, Soleno Therapeutics recently received Breakthrough Therapy designation for DCCR's PWS treatment, which promises an accelerated review process, a rare advantage in the regulatory landscape. This designation, coupled with previously obtained orphan drug designation and fast-track designation, underscores the regulatory agency's recognition of the drug's potential and urgency in addressing an unmet medical need. DCCR's efficacy in managing hyperphagia in PWS, backed by positive data from multiple studies, further bolsters its prospects. With the NDA submission on the horizon and the potential for expedited review, investors stand to gain from any positive outcomes in this space. Soleno Therapeutics is on a mission to revolutionize treatment options for Prader-Willi Syndrome patients with its groundbreaking drug, Diazoxide Choline. Through extensive studies, Soleno has made significant strides in advancing DCCR as a potential game-changer for this patient population. However, it hasn't been a smooth sail. In a setback, the Phase 3 Destiny PWS clinical trial's primary endpoint, the Hyperphagia questionnaire for clinical trials, didn't meet statistical significance. Despite this, Soleno persisted, guided by insightful discussions with the FDA. Soleno's pivotal move was the initiation of Study C602, a Phase 3 trial designed per FDA guidance. This study enrolled patients from the previous Destiny PWS trial into an open-label C602 study, followed by randomization to receive either DCCR or placebo.
PWS. The program consists of two studies, the C601 study, also called the Destiny PWS study, and that's a multi-center, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study, DCCR versus placebo, and patients who complete 601 were able to roll into an extension study called 602. 602 was initially designed as a 9-month study, but based on feedback that we received from physicians as well as caregivers, we have now extended that study to up to 36 months.
Notably, patients on long-term DCCR treatment showed a notable improvement in HQ-CT scores compared to those on placebo, meeting the primary endpoint with statistical significance.
I talk about the results from the studies of 601 and some of 602. So this first slide just shows the characteristics of the people that were enrolled in 601.
Why all this effort? Because PWS is a debilitating genetic disorder characterized by intellectual disability, behavior issues, and profound weight problems, notably hyperphagia, a constant urge to eat leading to severe obesity and related health complications. While treatments like human growth hormone can help manage certain aspects of PWS, none effectively target hyperphagia. DCCR, by activating brain ATP channels, addresses this crucial aspect, potentially transforming the lives of PWS patients. The significance of Soleno's achievement isn't lost on caregivers and parents, who overwhelmingly identify hyperphagia as a major concern. DCCR's mechanism of action, as a crystalline salt of diazoxide, has far-reaching effects, not only controlling appetite but also influencing insulin resistance. The extended-release formulation ensures sustained drug release over 24 hours, optimizing therapeutic benefits. With the successful completion of the randomized withdrawal study, Soleno is poised to file an NDA for DCCR for PWS treatment by mid-2024, buoyed by the recent Breakthrough Therapy designation from the FDA. This designation underscores DCCR's potential to address not only hyperphagia, but also associated behavioral and metabolic issues, offering hope for a brighter future for PWS patients. In its recent 10K SEC filing, Soleno Therapeutics laid out its financial standing, reporting $169.7 million in cash and cash equivalents by December 31, 2023. This influx of funds stemmed from a $129 million boost from a public offering and concurrent private placement agreement, coupled with approximately $43.1 million generated from the sale and exercise of warrants linked to a December 2022 securities purchase agreement. There's also a potential for an extra $16.9 million from the remaining warrants under the same agreement. While this hefty sum seems substantial, Soleno isn't hitting the brakes on fundraising just yet. Why? Because even with this cash cushion, Soleno anticipates the need for additional financing. Why the shortfall? Well, for starters, it's gearing up for commercialization efforts for DCCR in treating PWS. Despite its estimated 12-month cash runway from the 10K SEC filing in March 2024, Soleno's quarterly cash burn sits around $12.8 million, necessitating more capital. Moreover, there's another financial commitment looming on the horizon. Soleno struck a deal with Essentialis back in 2016 as part of a merger agreement. As per this agreement, Soleno is obligated to fork out up to $21.2 million to Essentialis shareholders upon achieving certain commercial milestones tied to future DCCR sales. However, this payout is contingent upon FDA approval for DCCR in PWS treatment. So, while Soleno's financials appear robust at first glance, its roadmap ahead suggests a need for further fundraising to fuel its ambitious endeavors, potentially leading to shareholder dilution down the line. Potential risks to consider. Before diving into an investment in Soleno Therapeutics, it's crucial to weigh up the potential risks. Here's what you should keep in mind. Firstly, let's talk about the uncertainty surrounding the new drug application filing of DCCR for Prader-Willi Syndrome treatment. While discussions with the FDA indicated that another randomized withdrawal study could suffice for NDA filing, there's no guarantee that the FDA will accept the application as is. Moving on, even if the NDA gets the green light for review, there's still a question mark hovering over FDA approval. Although study C602 achieved statistical significance, the earlier Phase 3 Destiny PWS study didn't hit the mark. Thus, FDA approval isn't a done deal. On the bright side, the Breakthrough Therapy designation promises an expedited review process, typically having the standard 12-month wait time. Lastly, let's talk finances. Soleno's balance sheet indicates it's only got enough cash to keep operations afloat for the next year or so, as per the March 7, 2024, 10K SEC filing. This means it's likely to tap into ATM agreements or pursue further financing, which could lead to short-term stock price drops and shareholder dilution. Soleno Therapeutics is gearing up for a pivotal moment in mid-2024 with the NDA filing for DCCR in PWS treatment. However, it's crucial to acknowledge the inherent risks involved. There's no guarantee of NDA acceptance, let alone FDA approval. Nevertheless, the potential market opportunity is significant, with the global PWS market estimated at $211 billion in 2018. Now, it's a waiting game to see if the FDA deems the C206 study sufficient for DCCR approval in the US market. Soleno Therapeutics is gearing up for a new move by announcing its plans for a common stock offering. Essentially, they're looking to sell shares of their common stock through an underwritten public offering. To sweeten the deal, Soleno is also considering giving the underwriters a 30-day option to buy even more shares up to 15% of the total number of shares sold in the public offering. Soleno Therapeutics just released its latest financial report, and it's a bit of a mixed bag. While the company posted a Q4 GAAP EPS of 0.33, which missed expectations by 0.07, there's some positive news on the financial front. As of December 31, 2023, Soleno had around $169.7 million in cash and cash equivalents. This includes a hefty $129 million from a public offering and concurrent private placement in October 2023, plus an additional $43.1 million from the sale and exercise of warrants related to a securities purchase agreement from December 2022. There's also the potential for another $16.9 million to roll in from the exercise of remaining warrants issued under the same agreement. Let's dive into Soleno Therapeutics and Acadia Pharmaceuticals, both making waves in the late-stage trials for Prader-Willi Syndrome treatment. PWS is a rare but severe disorder affecting around 1 in every 10,000 to 30,000 live births annually in the US. The symptoms, ranging from metabolic issues to behavioral challenges, can be incredibly challenging for patients and their families. Soleno is in the clinical stage, focusing primarily on PWS. Their approach aims to tackle the debilitating symptoms of the syndrome, including hyperphagia, excessive hunger, and obesity, with a therapy called DCCR. Meanwhile, Acadia is a more established player with a market cap of approximately $453 billion as of January 21, 2024. They've got two marketed therapies, Nuplazid and Daybue, which are already generating significant revenues. They've also made a substantial investment in trofinetide, indicating confidence in its potential. Both companies are eyeing the same goal, finding an effective treatment for PWS. Acadia's candidate therapy, ACP-101, is currently in a Phase 3 study involving 170 patients, with an expected completion date in June 2026. Their approach focuses on addressing hyperphagia, a key symptom of PWS. While Soleno is in the earlier stages compared to Acadia, the potential market for effective PWS treatments is substantial, reflecting the urgent need for solutions in this space. As both companies advance their therapies, investors are keeping a close watch on their progress and potential impact on the lives of those affected by PWS. Let's talk about Soleno Therapeutics, a company making waves in the field with a market cap of around $133 billion as of January 21, 2024. According to Wall Street analysts on Seeking Alpha, they've given Soleno a strong buy rating, indicating high confidence in the company's potential. However, Seeking Alpha's own analysts and quant system are a bit more cautious, rating it as a hold. Now, when it comes to Soleno's pipeline, it seems like their focus is mainly on their PWS therapy called DCCR extended release tablets. This treatment could be a game changer for patients with Prader-Willi Syndrome. While they're primarily honing in on PWS, their latest 10K filing suggests that DCCR might have potential applications beyond just this syndrome. They've got a handful of PWS trials underway, and there's also a Phase 2 trial exploring DCCR's efficacy in treating various genetic obesities. Taking a look at Soleno's strategic highlights, it's clear that DCCR is front and center in their plans. What's interesting is that they're boasting of having enough cash to keep them going beyond the potential launch of DCCR, which is a positive sign for investors. Now, let's delve into their financial situation. According to Soleno's release, they're spending roughly $6 million quarterly on research and development, with general and administrative expenses adding up to around $3.3 million. That puts their annual expenses at approximately $40 million, giving investors a clearer picture of their financial health and operational costs. Prader-Willi families are definitely keeping a close eye on both Soleno and Acadia as potential champions in the fight against PWS. While there are other approaches in development, Soleno's DCCR and Acadia's ACP-101 are leading the pack in terms of advancement. When it comes to investment opportunities, Soleno seems to have the edge with its PWS candidates. However, beyond that, there's not much else to boost its prospects. It's kind of a hold for now, especially for those willing to take a risk on the hope of a quick FDA approval for DCCR. If they hit any snags along the way, Soleno might find itself back in penny stock territory before long. On the flip side, Acadia seems to have some solid metrics backing it up, making it a more appealing option for investors. Plus, ACP-101 is like icing on the cake for them. The fact that Soleno's market cap has soared past $1 billion highlights just how much potential the market sees in PWS candidates. Based on the untapped value of ACP-101, Acadia is a buy.